Let me start with a story. Imagine someone sells you a speed reading course. You double your reading speed. You blaze through books. You consume information like a vacuum cleaner on espresso. But no one taught you memory. No one taught you comprehension. No one taught you judgment. You're faster, but are you wiser? That is where we are with AI. AI can generate architecture diagrams in minutes. It can produce board-ready strategy decks before lunch. It can write documentation that used to require weeks of workshops and alignment sessions. It can draft. It can model, it can simulate, and it will do exactly what you ask. The question is not whether it can, the question is whether it should. Because speed without governance becomes amplification, and AI is an amplifier, it does not fix incentives, it multiplies them. In traditional large-scale projects, complexity had friction. A dozen people in a room, whiteboards, arguments, review cycles, budget tension. Those rituals were painful, but they were also filters. They forced justification. They slowed ego. They slowed ambition. They slowed fantasy. Now, an architect can prompt an AI and produce a beautifully layered, cloud-native, microservice-driven, event-sourced, agentic architecture with vector databases, observability pipelines, automated compliance reporting, and AI-assisted deployment workflows. It will look magnificent. It will be plausible. It will tick every box in an automated approval workflow, but plausibility is not necessity, and magnificence is not value. Here is the uncomfortable part. Most over-engineering is not malicious. It is systemic. In siloed organizations, individuals are measured by output volume. Architects are rewarded for frameworks, developers for code shipped, security for controls added. Data teams for pipelines created. No one is rewarded for restraint, so complexity grows, not because anyone is evil, but because no one is accountable for total cost of ownership. The board sees a polished proposal, but the support team inherits a monster, and that monster eats budget in silence. There is another layer. Over-engineering can be a subconscious survival strategy. Complex systems create knowledge asymmetry. If only 3 people truly understand the architecture, those 3 people become indispensable. Complexity can protect status, protect role, protect prestige. But ego is subtle and fear is subtle. AI does not remove those human impulses, it scales them. In the past, generating the artifacts required for a major project took time. That time was oversight. Now AI can generate risk logs, mitigation plans, architectural diagrams, compliance mappings, cost projections, roadmaps, and test plans in hours. Approval becomes procedural. Boxes get ticked, but the friction that once revealed weak thinking disappears. AI can produce a complete-looking proposal without the deep organizational digestion that once justified it. We have automated confidence, but have we automated wisdom? It is fashionable to worry about AI coding risks. Will AI produce buggy code? Will developers lose skill? Will junior engineers stop learning? These are valid concerns, but they may not be the biggest risk, because most over-engineered systems are not born from bad code. They are born from over-engineered design. An elegant disaster is still a disaster. If the architecture is inflated, the implementation will faithfully reflect that inflation. AI does not decide scope, we do. Over-engineering does not hurt on day 1, it hurts in year 2, when cloud bills double, when inference costs scale with traffic, when data pipelines drift. When edge cases multiply, when the support desk fills with tickets from confused users, every unclear flow generates friction. Every abstraction layer introduces failure points. Every future-proof feature demands present-day maintenance. The system becomes brittle, innovation slows, morale declines, and no one remembers why half of it exists. There is also prestige. A simple system is invisible. A complex AI-driven autonomous platform sounds impressive. In funding environments, complexity often justifies budget. Boards rarely applaud minimalism. They applaud innovation. And innovation is often confused with complexity. AI now makes it easier to produce the appearance of innovation at scale. You can generate a sophisticated roadmap that would have taken a strategy team weeks. It looks thorough. It feels forward-looking. But was it interrogated, or was it generated? AI reduces the cost of producing artifacts. It does not reduce the cost of operating reality. When documentation becomes easy, documentation loses weight. When architecture becomes easy, architecture loses resistance. When proposals become easy, proposals multiply. Without governance of output quality and necessity, AI increases the volume of plausible work. But plausible work is not the same as essential work. We risk drowning in well-formatted complexity. Now we come to the uncomfortable question. How much of this environment is AI's fault? Very little. AI is obedient. It does what we ask. It reflects our ambition, our ego, our fear, our incentives. If we prompt it to build a cathedral, it will. If we prompt it to build a shed, it will. The real problem is not that AI can over-engineer. It is that humans want to. We like sophistication. We like status. We like appearing advanced. AI simply lowers the cost of indulging those tendencies. The real risk is not that AI writes code. The real risk is that AI removes the friction that once forced thinking. When generating a 50-page architecture document required 3 weeks, it was precious. Now it is disposable, and when something becomes disposable, scrutiny decreases. We have automated the production of complexity. Have we automated the evaluation of necessity? What should we ask AI to do? Should this system exist at this scale? Is the simplest viable solution being considered first? Are we optimizing for prestige or for durability? Are we building for clarity or for resume value? Are we increasing long-term resilience or short-term optics? AI can accelerate brilliance, but it can also accelerate delusion. Leadership now requires a new discipline, the discipline to resist impressive diagrams, the discipline to reward simplification. The discipline to measure total cost of ownership, not just project launch velocity, because if incentives remain siloed, AI will amplify siloed behavior. If funding rewards complexity, AI will produce complexity. If ego drives architecture, AI will magnify ego. We are entering an era where generating sophisticated proposals is trivial. The differentiator will not be who can produce the most elegant architecture. It will be who can exercise restraint, who can say no, who can simplify, who can align AI output with long-term human outcomes. Speed reading without comprehension is noise. AI without governance is noise at scale. AI is not the villain. It is the mirror. If our organizations are fragmented, AI will fragment faster. If our incentives reward volume over value, AI will produce volume. If our approval systems check boxes rather than challenge assumptions, AI will flood them with box-worthy artifacts. The question is not whether AI can over-engineer. The question is whether we can govern ourselves, or to think less. Or systems that justify budgets, or a shield for insecurity. Who decides what is enough? Will wisdom become the rarest resource? Thank you.